Hey y'all, I hope you're having a great day. Today's video is going to be another dementia update on my husband's condition. I haven't done one since February, and since then some different things have come up, so I'm just going to get to it. Let's dive in. Welcome. Listen, if you're new, I'm so happy to have you. Please feel free to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and returning guys, welcome back. Give me a thumbs up. It really helps me out. Y'all, today's video is going to be another dementia update regarding my husband's diagnosis of dementia. I haven't done one since February, and I was just kind of letting some things play out. So today is going to be an update for you. The last video I did was about the misdiagnosis that we thought we had, that said misdiagnosed was the title of it. We had been using local doctors here in our town and for 2 years almost, and they were not giving us much help at all. I was kind of on my own. I didn't feel like I had a team. I was doing everything. Just to get an appointment was a nightmare. And they literally even said to me, the neurologist said to me at one point, I really don't know much about this. So anyway, we ended up going to the University of Florida in Gainesville. It took a while to get a referral and get down there, but they have a whole dementia and geriatric center, and it's absolutely fabulous. It is 2.5 hours away. I'm happy to drive it. I am happy to drive it because y'all, I got a team, and that made me feel so good and gave us support and encouragement. All right, so when we went down there in February, it was February 22nd, and they sent us over to psychology, where my husband underwent a 4-hour, very thorough, and in some ways brutal, psychological examination. I was in on the first hour because they wanted all my input. I had never even had that before. They were so thorough. They started literally at his birth in 1950. They wanted to know everything about him. Grade school, all the things. His grades, his behavior, his all the things. What kind of home he came from. His environment was important. And the reason why they told us was they needed to differentiate between the way he's always been, being normal for him, and what was now not normal for him. Rather than give him a test on memory, some basic test that quite frankly I would fail, I'm not kidding you, not knowing how his memory was before, how his educational opportunities and so forth. So it was very, very good. Lots of motor ability things and lots of things. Originally, he was diagnosed with Lewy body dementia because he had night hallucinations and sometimes daytime hallucinations where he would see something that wasn't there, or dream almost like a PTSD thing in the night. And that is the hallmark of Lewy body. And because not other kinds of dementia don't necessarily have that. So anyway, that's why they diagnosed him with that. In the meantime, you might have remembered from the other videos, he was having all kinds of vascular problems with, he had a blood clot in his lung. He has not had a stroke that is aware of, but he has all kinds of vein problems in his legs and has undergone a great deal of treatment for all of that. So when we went to Shands for the psychological exam, I was so impressed with this psychological team. This man has been in this business for a while. He runs the whole state of Florida in dementia research. And before that, he was at Mayo Clinic. And I'm just extremely impressed. And what I was mostly impressed with, they gave us a diagnosis right then and there at the very end. I was shocked. They called me to come back in, and I came back in. They went through everything with us. And so their final diagnosis is mainly Lewy body which I was surprised. I thought they had taken that off the table, but Lewy body dementia and vascular dementia. Actually, a combination of the two. And all dementias kind of fade into each other. The most common is Alzheimer's, and he's not been diagnosed with that. Okay, so here's where we are today. We were a little disappointed, but here's where we are today and what we've been doing since then. He's been holding pretty good, y'all. He hasn't digressed nearly what they had thought that he would. They don't understand it. I understand it. I have the whole world praying for him, but for whatever reason, we're thankful. He's on 3 medications. I'm not going to go into what he's on because I don't want to give anybody advice. This is not a medical tutorial or anything, but he's on 3. And 2 of them are strictly for the hallucinations. And y'all, they have totally cleared that up. Totally cleared it up. He has not had one since February. So that's a great relief. That's a great relief. He is still driving. He's had no problems with driving. Now we go back in July, and they may give him a driving test. And he maybe will get a skin biopsy for Lewy body, but that plays into whether he fits within this. It's not a trial, but a certain group of people, because insurance won't pay for it otherwise. And the reason why skin biopsies work for Lewy body is because the reason they call it Lewy body, these proteins that were discovered after someone's name, I think was Lewy, they named them Lewy body proteins. They are in the brain, and they are specifically for Lewy body dementia. And you really don't know if they're in there unless you have a brain autopsy after your death. So that's the only way they can definitively say you have this. But now they have found that if they do a skin biopsy, these cells are also in your skin. We may qualify for that. He's still driving. The meds are working for the hallucinations. It's all about, y'all, the main thing that it's always been about for him. Receiving information, processing that information, and acting on that information. What he comes up with to solve any kind of problem is absolutely crazy. It is beyond belief. And so that's the difficult thing. For instance, following recipes, following instructions. Technology is just, no. Even managing a debit card, all those kind of things. And most of these things are behind the scenes things that only I see, or his children, or people that are very close to him. Because for the most part, everything else looks pretty normal. So we struggle with that. I see digression, but most people don't. The hardest thing for me, and has been from the get-go, I cannot stand to see this man who I have been with for almost 51 years, who was vice president of a company that covered 5 states, who ran his own restaurant in his retirement years for his second job. I hate to see him diminished, and it breaks my heart to see his dignity diminished. And that's what it boils down to right now. It's just hard. It's just hard. And there's been days when I've had to put my foot down. I'm running everything. I'm doing all the money, all the things. I run everything. It's a little different for me. And it's an overwhelming task sometimes. But when we have a good day, y'all, we have a good day, and I'm thankful for it. I'm thankful for every minute we have left, ever how long that is. He's 74 this year, and he's going along just fine. And as I've said before, if we're breathing air, it's a good day. It's a good day. I've had a lot of comments from y'all that you're so positive. You have so much energy. Your attitude is great. I choose to do that, everyone. There are some days, yesterday was a very rough dementia day. A very rough dementia day. But I choose to be productive. And by the way, productivity is the quickest way to pull yourself out of the mully grubs, as we used to call them. But anyway, we're going along fine. I will get back with you when we get back from Shands. Shands is the big research hospital that's part of the University of Florida. They have a very good reputation, specifically in this area. But I will get back with y'all as soon as I can about any improvements or whatever they say. And in the meantime, we're living well. We're blessed and highly favored by God, and we're thankful for it. There's so many people that have it worse than us. And life is going well. Y'all be blessed today. Find something to smile about. Here's something. Hey, if you don't have dementia or your loved one doesn't have dementia, it's a good day. It's a good day. Y'all be blessed. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.